Hey guys, D.Bowie here, and this is how Miracle plays Exort Invoker in 700. Before I start this video, I really need to put something out of my chest, and if you don't like drama, you can skip to the video right now. Some people have been complaining about the quality of the videos, so let's tackle each problem at a time. Some people complained that before they would have a full replay analyzed and that changed, because I want more money. The problem though is replay availability. Before this patch, it was very easy to find Fear playing 4 or 6 games of Sven in the same patch in the last 2 months, because the last patch lasted for so long. In that case, not only I could find the best 3 replays possible to talk about what I wanted, I could have one entire replay dedicated to this channel, sometimes more than one. This is not the case anymore, at least for now, unfortunately. But that's not all. What got people triggered in my last video was a text that was basically saying that this was a part of the extended version, a Pugna video. I literally added that part because I thought it was an amazing bit of content that was not going to be accessible to all of you, because of where in the script it was. Usually, my YouTube videos have 60% of the Pugna video size, sometimes even more than that. And that remained the same as it always been. I did the same thing in my Zai Enigma video, and you know what the response was? People thought it was an editing mistake and were pretty much demanding text telling them what it was. This series is not like the Things I Learned series. It's tailored to talk about how the changelogs will affect the game with some actual footage of these things happening. I am not intentionally leaving deep analysis out so that you subscribe to Pugna, and if you think that, I can assure you this is not my intention. This series does have less ultra slow breakdowns, first because there are few games, remember, and also because there are not that many good replays out yet, and not only that, there are not that many pro games and set in stone scenarios and things for me to say for sure. I can't give in-depth analysis of something no one fully understands. That would be irresponsible. And guys, last game was about True Warlord. Some heroes have a lot of finesse involved when you play them, like Tinker and Storm, and some heroes don't, or they do in ways that are not flashy, but they still deserve a video about them. There is stuff to talk about, especially in a series that I talk about the new role of the hero, new item choices, and new changes overall. I just wanted to remind everyone that I love this game and I would never trade credibility for a few bucks. This was a misunderstanding. I wasn't intentionally advertising Pugna in the beginning of the video, and I guess I'm at fault here. I was just trying to give as much free content as possible and actually follow something that a lot of people asked me in the last video, and it completely backfired. I mean, I am on vacation right now and I am making videos. I slept 3 hours last night and the last video was going to be the troll one, but I wouldn't feel comfortable not explaining what happened due to the nature of the comments. With that being said, this is my last video of 2016 and I wish everyone a happy new year. In this game, Miracle doesn't go for bounty room, I guess partly since they have an alchemist, and also because there is a big chance that either Ursa or Monkey King are mid, and you need a good block against these heroes, because Invoker has low move speed. He would either get zoned out or die if he tried to contest. And he does not get a good block at all. Well, in my last Invoker video, I said that maybe Quaswax was the way to go on this patch. And the beauty of this particular time in the patch is things change and people experiment. Miracle plays this new style of Invoker, maxing Exort like the old Invoker, but he doesn't get 4 points in Quas right away anymore. He gets Wax at level 2, and at level 6, this is how his skill points look like. I will go in depth about why I think he does it, but for now let's focus in the mid lane. The only way to really deal with Monkey King in lane is respecting the passive counter and never give him the chance to get that 4th attack on you. As you can see, Miracle trades with him, but never in a way that could allow Monkey King to get a 4th attack. He goes completely back and waits for the debuff to end, because this will 100% make the trade bad for you. As you can see, he goes for a 2nd point in Exort at level 3 to be able to last hit better in the lane, and then he gets 2 points in Claws and another one in Wax. Even though Miracle tried his best, when nighttime comes it's very easy for Slardar to go there, and with his aid, Monkey King easily takes Invoker down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Eventually, Elk shows in the lane, and this is just one of those little things that higher level players will think ahead of time and that mid-level players won't. Elk is ready to gank for a long time, but he definitely told Elk to wait. He wants to have a full Sunstrike, Alacrity, and Cold Snap combo, and he needs 390 mana for that. You might feel like he doesn't need it, but without Cold Snap, Monkey King can easily turn and stun them to run away. Elk goes in, Miracle plays Sunstrike pretty well, and pay attention how he doesn't Cold Snap immediately. He waits the entire duration of Concussion to be over, and that Cold Snap interrupts Monkey King's stun, and with Slardar rotating there's a huge chance Monkey would survive. Crispy play. Miracle goes in to help Alchemist. He had the right idea. Running and healing in the shrine against people diving you is always a good idea, and it allows Miracle to reach him faster. When Monkey King comes though, pay attention how he never considers to attack him or use Cold Snap. You do not right click a Monkey King in the early game, especially as Invoker. He goes towards the fog in those trees, allowing his teammates to follow up and they kill him. So why does Miracle get 2 points in Quas and Wax before maxing the rest of his skills? And why so early? Considering he's getting Alacrity at level 2, he can less hit reliably against anyone. The biggest change in Exort Invoker apart from losing double Force Spirits at level 8 is having way less cooldown on Invoker early on. That promotes casting more skills with Invoker. And if you're doing that, do you really want that useless Tornado and Meteor with no range, or Cold Snap that can't lock down anything? Definitely not. You do lose a little bit of Sunstrike power, but that's only in the laning phase. And considering you get levels faster, you will eventually stay up to par in that regard. Those 2 points, one in Quas and one in Wax, hold huge value. You pretty much double the value on the Fiending Blast knockback duration and disarm, 33% increase in Meteor travel distance, 50% increase in Tornado travel distance, 100% increase in Ice Wall slow. There are tons of benefits while only one real drawback. Another change seems to be Threads. With you casting more spells early and really fighting instead of just farming lane and jungle with Forge Spirits, you need more mana because of the increased mana cost on Invoke, especially now that it's amplified by you not getting extra intelligence with Exort. Threads is a good way of having early fighting potential, more mana and HP. One cool play Miracle does here, and that most people wouldn't even think about it, is retreating after this play. Elk was trying to gank mid, misses stun, and Miracle tried to guess Monkey King would go towards Elk. So not only he has 2 big skills on cooldown, even when they come back he doesn't have mana to cast them again. So he shoves the lane and decides to farm jungle, adding the fact that top is pushing very hard, allowing Slardar and Pudge to rotate, and you definitely want to be low key during this time period, but farms his way towards the fountain, instead of just walking away. Since he is still healthy, he just doesn't feel safe in the lane, optimizing his farm and his safety. When he comes back, Elk is ready waiting him there, and you can see that at level 9 he already has the same levels in Exorth than in the last patch, while also having bigger range on Meteor and a bunch of other skills. In this game he goes for the HP talent, and I would really like to ask him whether this is due to his team being so behind in kills, because it really feels like extra damage would synergize pretty well with this build. At this stage of the game, Miracle can easily secure kills with his team, and pay attention how he waits the next stun being cast to use Sunstrike instead of trusting luck. Sand King dies, but they also secure another kill with Alacrity and Cold Snap. But all those kills Miracle's team gave Dire starts to show when he dies to Ursa with Blink Dagger. So I mean, yeah, the HP talent can be decent sometimes, but this type of clip is an argument against it. When the enemy team is so bursty and mobile, maybe you just want the damage so that you don't lose kills, because Ursa can kill him anyways. This clip shows a lot of foresight. The Blink Ursa is obliterating Miracle's team. When they kill Sand King, they never show up bottom to push. Top is close to their base, and there's also no one farming there, which means the obvious target they want is Invoker, and he was right. Just a little bit after, his team smokes again, but this is a very hard fight to take. No one is clumped up. Ursa is a terrible target to go first because he will ult and probably not die even if Miracle commits his whole kit, and Monkey King is too far away. He tries to go on Slardar, and see how he already expects another Blink Crush ready? To be honest, I really feel like Slardar could get that kill if he only Blink Crush and run towards his team. He flees though, but they get Ursa. The second point in Wax pays off as well. See how he clicks on the edge of those trees to be able to clip Pudge with Tornado, and the extra range really helps. Miracle learns double Forward Spirits, and one change to talk about that I didn't consider before is that even though you don't get double Forward Spirits as fast as you once did, now you can go blink after drums and have more impact without needing to farm Scepter than you did in the last patch. In a good game, Invoker would get a 16 to 20 minute Scepter and only then blink to really fight reliably. This is a terrible game for his team, and still, at 19 minutes, he is in similar fighting shape that an Invoker with Scepter would have in the last patch, and with Blink, Cold Snap and Forward Spirit he obliterates Larder. They keep chasing, and look at Miracle's blinking location, the edge of those trees, allowing him to right-click Pudge with Alacrity and finish it off with Defending Blast. They end up fighting Ursa hidden, and one thing to always be aware when fighting a farmed Ursa, and that Miracle does, is waiting for ult to be committed before casting Cold Snap or other slows and disables that are not stuns, since he can purge it off. Yeah, he had it on cooldown for a little while, but there's no point in casting it early unless you want to force ult. In this scenario, Ursa was definitely dead, but by casting Cold Snap later, he makes it harder for Ursa to take someone down with him. Not satisfied, just a little bit after, they get another beautiful kill. Monkey King kills Sand King, and Alchemist starts Concussion even with Monkey King being in the trees. But since Monkey King wasn't able to predict that Sunstrike would give vision, he stood in the same place to maybe kill Elk after the stun. It really feels like the beginning of a comeback to Radiant's team. Miracle sees Morphling going towards their shrine, clicks on him and spots that he has a replicate available, an Ethereal Blade, which is a clear indicator he wants to get his first E-Blade kill of the game. Look how he proceeds. Instead of instantly counter-initiating when Abaddon can't die, he waits as much as possible so that maybe Pudge and Morphling clump up or more allies reach them. Since Morphling kept going, he can easily combo and explode him. See how he places Sunstrike further away from target so that Defending Blast pushes him towards the skill? Easy kill. While he sees Pudge running away, he can see Ursa in the mid lane, meaning he doesn't feel afraid to commit Blink Dagger aggressively to cast Tornado. But his team is definitely not helping. Sand King wasted his ult before, Necro ults an illusion of Monkey King when it was clear that he wasn't getting procs of his passive. They end up taking ages, but this was a key moment where Radiant could potentially team wipe them if they use their spells to their full potential, but they only get a suboptimal trade. And since Miracle is very low on mana and with his skills on cooldown he retreats. And also dies to Monkey King with Shadowblade. Pretty sad. Things start to go out of control. Elk gets solo killed by Monkey King and Miracle abuses the fact that he is farming the lane and feeling safe to go on him. Since there's still a decent amount of creeps in the lane, he can reach him and that was a sure kill, but he mistimed Defending Blast mainly because of how he learned his skill points. I did talk about it in my Sonico's Invoker video. When you start adding points in class without being very used to the duration of each point, you can miss your spells pretty easily. Pretty unfortunate and maybe one of the weaknesses of this type of Invoker. I understand that more points in class this game was more useful because the Dire team is going aggressive, so more slow and more disable time. So maybe Miracle just need more games to get used to it. We see another pretty good set of decisions coming from Miracle that are not really backed by his team. We find Morph, but the best way to kill him is hidden like we saw in that other clip. If he jumps with Tornado, he will morph through it. What he really wants is to land a 2 or even 3-man combo, especially because they have 4 melee heroes in that team. As soon as Pudge hooks Morphling, he instantly jumps, but he places a suboptimal ice wall, and Sand King blinked in aggressively using his ult, when that was definitely not the right idea. He wants to counter-initiate Monkey King or Ursa's aggression. With that terrible jump, they don't have any cards left, and they are forced to retreat. This is another pretty interesting bait Miracle sets up. It's nighttime, so Pudge has less vision. He knows Monkey King is around the bottom lane. Pudge goes on to the Forward Spirits to take him down, nothing fancy here, but he slowly draws them towards his side of the map. He places Meteor, Sunstrike and Defending Blast. It's not perfect, but with that amount of damage, Alchemist can show up to finish the job. But it doesn't end here. He tornadoes and annoys Ursa, while Sand King feeds once again. At first I wasn't really a fan of the Scepter on him, but I guess he wants the combination of being able to take Linken's and also purge debuffs, to facilitate killing and surviving morph. The other important part of the item is being able to perform the old U-Scepter Meteor combo. Heroes like Pudge, Monkey King, pretty much everyone except Morphling and Ursa can die from it. He does kill Slardar with the combo. It's actually pretty interesting because he's baiting himself. He knows Monkey King was top, there are a bunch of heroes pushing bottom, so he's not afraid of only Slardar. He keeps hitting the tower even though he saw the TP. He uses U-Scepter on Slardar, goes to the high ground to see if Pudge is around, and then combos him while also dodging another crush.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
The trade-off though is his bottom lane of barracks. Not very great. The final fight happens here, and Dire goes in for a push, just when Miracle is about to get level 25. And even with all those 3 tomes, Ursa starts on him and he needed like 1 creep to level up. He also gets hooked and killed. So sad, but he does get level 25. Buys back, gets the stronger Defending Blast, but it wasn't impactful enough. Sand King did not have buyback, and they lose. Well, this wraps up for today. If you enjoyed this video, please guys give it a thumbs up. And I can't overstate how this video would never be possible without the huge help from the Pugna guys, so please show them some love. And if you're new to my channel, subscribe to it if you like the content. One thing to point out about the power spike of Troll in a lane is that most of the time you can only get kills after level 3. You need ranged form to slow the enemy, and without the extra attack speed, more often than not, you won't have the DPS available to kill the enemy. Skyref was pressuring him a lot, but after level 3, check how he already clicks on him to assess if he can get the kill. It is pretty unlikely considering he has a Fairy Fire, but he tries his luck. See how he gets closer to his allied creeps as he was going to deny one of them to get closer